All right, guys, it's Mark with Dating with Compatibility. And today we're going to talk about what to look for before dating someone. Because oftentimes we just started dating and we didn't look for certain things that we should have looked for in the beginning. And we ended up with who is now our ex. Okay. So we want to avoid certain things so that we don't, pretty much repeat history. Okay. Um, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, and be sure to sit up there, man, and book consultations one on one so that you can really get an in depth experience on how to go about doing things. And you can do that by looking into the description of this video, and we can sit up there, man, and get something scheduled. Now, you have to know what to look for before dating them. Some of you guys are dating, and then in the process of dating, then you start looking for certain things that you should have been looking for prior to dating, if that makes any sense. Hit that like button. Um, some of you are getting involved with someone based on your flesh. You know what I mean? Your flesh is hungry. Some of you guys, we just got to be honest with it. Some of y'all are very horny, man. And with that being said, you're going to get yourself into the wrong situation very fast because you're thinking with your flesh and you're not thinking with your mind. Okay. You're thinking with your flesh and you're not thinking with your mind. See, when you think with your flesh, you're going on over there and be blessed by some sex around here. Okay. But when you're thinking with your mind, you might not do certain things before the appointed time. Okay. So that's the one of the main things. Okay. Some of you guys need to figure out, hey, like, hold on, is this my flesh thinking? Or am I thinking, with my mind right now? Okay. Some of you guys are starting off, too sexual too fast because you're hungry for it. You've been single for a long time. You don't know how to control certain things. So now you're starting to sit up there and reveal, that you're really wanting to get to it too early. Okay. And when you do that, bro, a lot of times, bro, you're going to mess something up. Okay. And this is to my fellas, bro. Some of y'all are moving way too fast with it. You just got a number and like 3 or 4 hours in, here you is asking for pictures. What do you need pictures for? You seen her in person. What do you need pictures for? You seen her on the internet. What do you need pictures for? You already know what she looks like, bro. Okay. And some of you guys are starting off wrong because soon as a female get the being asked to send pictures and stuff like that, she already knows where your mind is. Okay. And a lot of times your mind is not on getting to know her. You're trying to get to know something else. Okay. Some of you ladies are asking for pictures too early as well. Okay. You're looking for pictures way too early. You wanted to know what he looked like with his shirt off. You wanted to know, you just wanted to look at him. You trying to picture yourself with him. And whenever you do that, you're starting off wrong. Okay. You're starting off wrong. Why? Because right now it's more of about you know uh, their appearance and how you would look with them and things like that. You need to be getting to know who they are. You should want pictures of who they are. Okay, and the only way to get those pictures is by sitting up there having conversations with them, whether that's through messaging, whether that's through FaceTiming, whether that's through getting on the phone and things like that. Okay, this is how you need to be taking photos of what was said, whenever y'all were on the phone, if that makes any sense. Okay, we need to be starting to collect that. We don't really need to know about what this person looks like with their shirt off. Okay, to you fellas, bro, you're just moving too fast, too early. And a lot of you guys are getting into situations that were pretty much birthed it off of a sexual experience. Okay, that's just the truth of it. Like y'all hooked up, y'all went there, and then now y'all are trying to build a relationship based off of pretty much how good that experience was. And I'm here to tell you that just because y'all having some good sexual situations doesn't mean that this is the best person for you. This just means that y'all were able to hook up and y'all, it was fun, right? But you don't know who this person is. There's questions that have to be asked. There's things that are going to have to, you know, be put on the table. Okay. We need to know who this is. Whenever y'all are around, you need to know, where is his phone at? Okay. Is this phone, is it in the down position? Is it facing down? What's going on? Is he constantly on his phone? Is she constantly on her phone? Some people be constantly on the phone. You're on a date, and the whole time here they is texting. I mean, they're in a conversation with you, but they're texting. They don't think that it's rude because they're still able to hold conversations with you. And I'm here to tell you that this is rude. This is a red flag to me. Okay, I need someone's undivided attention. Okay, we have things to talk about. I don't need you all in your phone. Certain things should have already been cleared before we even got on this date. Some of y'all are like, well, she said that her uncle is dying. Okay, man, listen, she shouldn't even be on this date right now. Okay, let her sit up there, man, and get that situated. Okay, then you might be like, yeah, he said that his baby mama is his who? His baby mama is calling. Man, this is already a red flag. Girl, leave. Okay, that's just what it is. There's certain things that we have to look for before dating. Okay, some of you guys are just not asking the right questions. You're not asking this guy about, um, pretty much his childhood. Childhood, a lot of times, answers a whole lot of questions. Okay, you can really find out who a person is just by asking them about their childhood. Okay, fellas, when you ask a female about her childhood, this is going to open up a lot about her. Some of you guys are just not knowing how to conversate. Okay. And when you don't know how to converse with an individual, you cannot unlock certain things. There's a whole lot of stuff to unlock. There's hidden treasures there. Okay. And they have to be found by, navigating through conversation. Right. A lot of these women will open up just off of the questions that you're asking. But some of you guys are not asking questions really. You don't even know what to ask. Okay? A lot of these females, they want to talk. They have a lot to talk about. Okay? They just got done dealing with an individual that didn't like to talk. All right? He just didn't care. This is one of the things that, you know, had her really not liking him. All right? And then here we have you're not asking the right questions. And a lot of times, whenever a female is getting to know you, she's wanting to be asked certain questions. She's hoping that you ask certain questions. Okay. But some of you guys are just so like you're just like, hey man, let me get this date out the way. And then after that, I'm gonna let her know how good she looked. And then hopefully she invites me to her house and I can crack. Okay. So you're not even asking the right questions. Why? Because your mind isn't right. That's why. And a lot of you females have to, be able to discern this. Some of these guys have it in their mind that if they could just get you out on a date, that was good enough and you're going to let them crack. Okay. Especially if the date was expensive. Don't let the nigga then spend, excuse my language, about $100 to $200 on the date. He's going to be really trying to sit up there and crack. Okay. Some of these guys are trying to get you to a bar or to a restaurant just so that they can sit up there and, you know, order these drinks just so they can get you messed up and invite you to their house. Okay. So, truth be told, a lot of these females are just happy to go on a date. They're like, what? He's asking me on a date. We going on a date? Yes. He has intentions to crack. Okay. He has intentions to get up in there. Yeah. He's trying to, he's trying to get up in there. Yeah. And so a lot of y'all are not understanding this. You're not aware of this because all he needed to do was just basically get you out on a date. Once he got you on a date, you feeling good. Some of y'all haven't been invited on a date in so long that all it takes is for a guy to basically invite you on a date and you're gonna give him the pussy. Okay. It's just that easy. Okay. And we got some men that are looking for more of a challenge. Some of you females be ready to give it up on the first date. But we got some men that are just not he's not trying to do that. And it's very unattractive, for you to be sitting up there even offering for him to come to your place and things like that. I might be speeding up a little bit here, but I just wanted to sit up there, man, and throw that out there. Okay. We have to know what to look for before dating someone. Okay. Before we're like, okay, we're dating. Before it's that, we got to go through some things. There's going to be questions that have to be asked. And some of you ladies already know what questions, that you would like a guy to ask you. And I'm here to tell you that, if you don't know them, you need to start writing them down. There's certain questions that, you would want a guy to ask you. Okay. And you need to start writing those down because if he have not asked you these questions, okay, then that's a red flag within itself. It's almost like this guy is not. He don't give a damn about that side. He doesn't care about your soft side. He don't give a damn about your childhood. He don't give a damn about what you like to do. He could give a damn about your hobbies and your interest and where you see yourself in 5 years. There's just a lot of questions that you want to be asked by a guy, and so we need to write those questions down, fellas. There's a lot of questions that you want to be asked by these ladies, and we need to write those down. Okay. There's certain things that need to be done before we move on to the next process of this dating thing here. We have to sit up there and date with the intent of finding the right person. If we're not dating with the intent of finding the right person, the right questions will not be asked. And with that being said, y'all are going to be pretty much going nowhere. Okay. You're dating a stranger. There's a lot of things that your ex did not know about you that they should have known about you. Okay. They just didn't know. Okay. Had y'all went over certain things in the beginning, you know, I'm not going to say that y'all will probably still be together, but if we just want to keep it all the way real, y'all might still be together. Okay. There's just certain things that, certain questions that have to be asked. Some of you guys can actually save yourself from being in the wrong relationship by asking the right questions because certain questions lead to certain things. Somebody might want to reveal to you that they have herpes. Okay, but they don't know how to do that because certain questions haven't been asked. And I know some of y'all are like, wait, well, hold on, man. Why do I need to ask the right questions? You know what I mean? To get this person to reveal that they have herpes. Bro, some people, it's just going to take a little time. Some of these females are waiting on the right time to tell you. Okay, some of these guys, are waiting on the right time to tell you. Some of these guys will tell you after y'all have already went there. Okay. But because y'all didn't sit up there and take the time out to get to know each other, here you is with full blown herpes. Or here you is, then sat up there and took it there. You took it to the bedroom with this individual that later revealed to you that they have herpes. So it's imperative for certain questions to be asked. And if those questions are not asked, then we have to, open up those doors. Sometimes we just got to go ahead and go to that topic. Okay. Because you should know what there should just be certain things, okay, that we should discuss before you even date anybody. Okay. And you can go home and look like, what, we talked about that. We talked about that. We talked about that. We talked about that. Okay. But we still haven't talked about these four things. Okay. And we need to talk about these four things before I know that this is, you know, somewhat serious, right? But I'm not gonna sit up there, man, and talk you guys ear off too much on this. It's just a part one, what to look for before dating someone. To you guys that are serious, to you ladies that are serious, and that you might want to do one-on-ones. Some of you guys are looking for matchmaking services. Be sure to look in the description of this video, and let's set up a quick consultation. Let's talk. I don't mind talking to you guys one on one. A lot of times, one on one is a lot better because I can't go too deep in depth, with certain things because you got a whole lot of people that's trying to remake content and what I'm saying, make it seem like this is something that their brain produced. So I can't, put out too much. But to you guys that are serious, to you fellas that are serious, ladies that are serious, look in the description of this video and let's set up a consultation. I'll talk to you guys later. And this is Mark with Dating with Compatibilities.